Oh, okay. You're you're gonna have to give me a little bit of time this morning before I start to talk, because I really need this coffee before I can talk about something this stupid. Okay. You know, so yeah, no, I okay, let me be clear. Let me be clear on this, because I will be the first person to admit that in my life, I have done some pretty stupid things. That's not a problem. That's not an issue. But there are some things that, you know, you have that little warning bell in your head that says, ding, 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 ding. That's a bad idea. Danger, 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 Will Robinson, danger, you know. And you would think that this man would have had some of those alarm bells go off. If you don't know what I'm talking about, a day or two ago, a man decided to climb over a barrier, climb through an electric fence that is made to deter elephants from escaping, and go into the elephant pen, sanctuary, if you will, and take a selfie or a picture. Have somebody take a picture of him. But not only that, not only did he do that on his own, because that would have been dumb enough, right? Who in their right mind climbs into a wild animal enclosure to get a selfie? Especially if you have to crawl through an electric fence to do it. Well, this man not only did it, he did it with his 2-year-old child in his arms at the same time. I don't know how many brain cells have to be gone. Now, let's be honest. He was just dumb. He did a dumb thing. Was he malicious? Was he evil? Was he trying to do something bad? Was he a horrible person? No. Was he dumb? Absolutely, he was dumb. Like, if you watch that video, he not only climbs through all these things, but he turns his back on the wild animals. Now, elephants are very well trained and well looked after in the zoos, especially the San Diego Zoo. And yes, it's easy to mislead that in your mind as thinking that is, you know, they are very tame animals, but they're not. They're not. They're wild animals. And I have seen this before, where we'll be up in Alaska and we'll be on like a hike with some guides, and all of a sudden on the road, there's a bear. And inevitably, one of the 30 people there want to run up close to the bear so they can take a selfie with the bear behind them. And they want to turn their back on the bear. It's not a pet bear. That bear is going to tear you apart if it wants to, if it's hungry, if you're near its cubs, if it thinks it's in any danger whatsoever. But people are dumb. People are absolutely dumb. Now, this man, he is now in custody. He was arrested for trespassing and endangering his child, or a child. And he's being held right now on a $100,000 bail. So, I don't know about you, but I'm thinking somebody who has the capacity to do this and crawl through an electric fence with their child in their arms to take a selfie in a wild animal enclosure doesn't really have the fortitude to have a career that can pay a $100,000 fine for bail. Just what I'm thinking in the back of my head. Unless he did this for YouTube. Maybe he's doing it for YouTube and did a viral video. I don't know. Can you imagine? Oh my goodness. You know what? This story has kind of inspired me that maybe I'm going to have a new segment. Because just the other day I talked about this great young lady here in Ottawa. She raised $400,000 for mental awareness and mental health in one of the hospitals here in Ontario. She did it by riding a stationary bike for 24 hours, breaking the world record. And she's only like 21 years old. Like, she's young, and she's already accomplished that. Well, if I'm going to have a little category like that of really great people, say a great person of the month, hero of the month, if you will, maybe I have to have another one that's going to we'll call this the Einstein of the month, or the Darwin Award winner of the month. And guess what? Without looking around for any other instances of stupidity, this gentleman has already won this month's award for the Darwin Award for Genius of the Month. It could have turned so horrible. First of all, he could have electrocuted his child and the child could have died. He dropped the child while running from the elephant. And had the elephant kept going, it could have just easily, just like this, crushed a child, let alone him. You know, him that might have just knocked down and he might have been able to roll to safety. The 2-year-old child had no chance. So, yeah, how can you say, there's a YouTuber out there called Philip DeFranco, and he has a saying, don't be stupid, and that fits perfectly here. So, yeah, I would not recommend climbing over barriers at your local zoo in order to take a selfie with a wild animal. In fact, I would never turn my back on a wild animal anywhere close enough to get to you. Let's put it that way. But I have seen it in person. People wanting to run up to moose and run up to bison in the prairies and take selfies. No, they're not there for your amusement. They're not there for picture taking. They're there, if you can find them and they're right close to you, they're there because of something going on, because they don't want to be there. None of these animals usually want to be around humans. And if they're around humans or you startle them, they will react. And if you're a stranger walking into a zoo pen of an animal that's used to only its trainers, then you're asking for a heap of trouble. And for God's sake, don't involve your 2-year-old child in your stupidity. So there we go. Man walks into an elephant enclosure at the San Diego Zoo with a 2-year-old child for a selfie. He wins my first ever Darwin Award of the month. Congratulations.